I started life as a natural scientist actually in biomedical sciences. I didn't feel like I wanted to be in the lab, so I decided that I would do a teacher training course. But I felt at the end of that actually I didn't want to necessarily be based in a classroom. So I went into the big wide world and started working in local authorities and spent quite a lot of time working with all kinds of walks of life, which led me ultimately to a graduate trainee programme in London. But I think you get to the point where you readdress what you really want to do. And I saw an opportunity to work with Manchester Business School. And it was all about helping people from all over the world to get new opportunities in this country and further afield. So I took on this role and didn't really look back. And 15 years later, I've developed a career with Manchester Business School. I've been at the heart of developing career services for international MBA students. Whilst doing that, I've had a family and I've realised that I just love kids. And I think children are fantastic. And I decided over the last 2 or 3 years that I'd like to think, well, how can I put all this experience of the world of careers, of leadership, how can I get that back in front of children? And that's when I started to think that I could actually start something new and it could be a social enterprise. In June last year, I developed Epic Steps, and it's about working with children aged 10 years and upwards on 3 key themes combined, which are leadership in children, about career awareness, and the third piece, which is social responsibility, looking after our people and planet. How can we develop the knowledge and awareness in kids to realise that when they make decisions, it's actually going to make a difference to them here, themselves, it's going to make a difference to people, the environment, our community, and that happens every day from now right through their career. The roadmap sessions and the Just Social series are designed entirely for people like me who are not necessarily experienced in being entrepreneurs at all, but have had mainstream experiences in bigger organisations. It's about taking you through a journey step by step so you can know exactly what you're doing at each stage. So they answer things like all the legal structures, they answer things like, is there a target market? Do people want what your product is? Have you gone through a process of creative thinking and checking to make sure that what your product is going to really fit? The second you walk through the door, you feel encouraged and supported, because it's quite a big deal stepping out there on your own and running your own business. And they give you all their skills and experience, everything that they could possibly want you to know to help you along they will give. In January last year, I applied for the UMIP and Unlimited Tryout Award. And the Tryout Award allowed me to actually pilot one of the conferences for children. That was absolutely pivotal in me being able to actually get this business up and going. And it suddenly became absolutely viable. But in the process of doing that Tryout Award, I did lots of research. I talked to head teachers, I talked to parents, I talked to children, and they started to say, we need to do this. This is something we definitely want to do. That Tryout experience meant that I thought, actually, I can get behind this fully. We want to get to a point where children are making responsible decisions for life, and we do that through building lots of creativity, creative thinking. How can I think creatively now about making great decisions? How can I be courageous and act on those decisions? I think there's a huge piece there about innovation as well, exciting these kids about what's actually happening here today. Like, there is one organisation creating a bicycle that if you cycle it for 1 hour, it will power your whole house for 24 hours. And that's amazing, and I want to get that kind of excitement across to children, make them realise that this is for them. We're in the point of actually measuring some of that impact to see what kind of results we see. And of course, we've got to have lots of conversations with teachers because they know their kids, they know exactly how those children are going to go back and behave in class and what kinds of comments they come out with and so forth. We're planting seeds to hope to create this generation of people who behave and think differently. We're in our first year, so I think our next steps are thinking about how do we make this a little bigger. We've got Epic Steps, which is regional at the moment. I'm hoping by the end of this academic year, we will start looking at a model that will allow us to grow. I would say to people who are thinking about doing this, if you have a seed in you that's burning, that you think you can really do, and the only thing that's holding you back is the nervousness about leaving paid employment, then find a way to make that work anyway. I would just grasp it with both hands and go for it, because it's just fantastic. And most people who go into this pretty much don't look back, because it is so liberating and it is just a great experience. I didn't realise until I left the university the benefits of entrepreneurship, because it's quite a scary journey going from leaving paid employment to your own business. It's absolutely liberating and quite frightening. It's empowering, and it also makes you feel quite vulnerable because you realise there are things you just don't know. You don't know how to do certain things. I can put my stamp on it, I can put my expertise behind it, I can totally drive it. Completely liberated is just one of the best journeys I've had so far.